Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Sunday, December 13th, 2020. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here. I can't believe it's mid-December already. 2020 is almost over. We've almost made it, which is great. It's been a busy week. I haven't gotten a lot of stitchy time in, but there's some good reasons for that. First up, I did get the apartment. I got confirmation that I can move in about a week. So I'm busy packing up the rest of my house that isn't already packed. Although you would not be able to tell based on what's behind me here. So I really just started yesterday. But it's also finals weekend for the course I'm teaching. So I have a bunch of grading to do, and final grades are due 5 p.m. on Tuesday. And this is a course I'm teaching outside of my regular job, so I can't use work time, obviously, Monday and Tuesday to work on those final grades. So basically, it's the rest of today, Sunday, to finish up final grades, and then Monday after work. It's essentially what I have to do final grades. So it's a bit hectic. And on top of that, the other big news is I got a car this week. I'll insert a picture here for you. It's a 2018 Kia Soul. I love it. It was a company called Shift. Yeah, Shift. Shift. They were wonderful to work with. They're, my parents kind of helped me out with this because I haven't owned a car in 20 years. Cars have changed a lot since the 1992 Ford Taurus that I drove. So they were a wonderful company. They do have a place where you can go to look at cars and test drive, or they can bring you a car, which is really nice if you don't have a car or aren't able to get there. So they brought the car to me. I test drove it. It was wonderful. And I didn't crash into anything, even though I haven't driven in a while. It was very easy to drive, and so we got it. So that's very exciting. I have it here at my house. It's parked on the street, so I live kind of in a city setting, so I don't have a garage or off-street parking, so it's parked on the street, which makes me very nervous. But so far it's fine. I keep peering out the window at it. But yeah, I'll probably be driving a little bit this week, but this week is going to be mostly work and packing up the house to move. So it's been really busy, but exciting, all good things. So I'm really happy. It's really nice to end 2020 on some positive notes. I got my new job, which I started mid-August. My house sold right before Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be moving temporarily anyway into the apartment, and I got a car all at the end of December, so it's really nice to end on some positive notes. So that's the really brief life update. Cheryl did ask a question in the comments on the last video. Cheryl asked me, what do you consider a new start versus a whip? And I thought this was such a good question. And she said, some people consider, okay, once I hit 200 stitches, then it's considered a whip. I thought this was such a good question. I actually had to think about it for a while because I didn't really know the answer off the top of my head for me. I mean, it varies, obviously, from person to person. But Cheryl, so thank you for asking and making me think about this. So the way I operate, I do everything by time. So I track hours or minutes, not number of stitches. And so when I am doing a new start, I essentially will consider it a new start if I spend a session on it. I stitch in chunks of time, so I'm not really one of those who will say, oh, I have 20 minutes here, I'm going to pick up some stitching and do what I can. I'm not that type of stitcher. I'm very much, okay, this is my time to stitch, and I'll stitch for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours at a time in the evenings. So that usually gets me enough progress that I feel like I have a somewhat decent start, and that's my start. Usually when I do a new start, especially if it's a larger piece, I will plan to spend, whether it's 3 hours, I'll give it, 3 hours to start this piece, or whatever. I'll sign it a certain number of hours, and then it's just considered started for me. So something like a Haid, which has a lot of confetti in it, I'm not going to make as much progress in 3 hours, say, as I would on a piece that doesn't have as much confetti. So that's why I don't really track out stitches for me, and also I just don't really I don't know how to count if it's not in Pattern Keeper. I mean, I know how to count, but I just don't want to. So I'll just track the time. The only real kind of, not really exception, well, maybe an exception. So I did Jolly July this past July, where I started 12 ornaments, and I gave each ornament basically one evening of stitching, or I said I want to get it about an hour done on each ornament. And ornaments are smaller, so, an hour you can make quite a bit of progress, but it's not even the same amount of progress that I would normally make on a regular piece that I would be stitching that's not as small. So that's really the only kind of, this feels a little strange because it's only an hour's worth of progress and there's still more to do. But hopefully that answered your question, Cheryl, and thank you again for asking that. It was a good question to make me think about how do I determine that. So basically, it's a session of stitching, which is usually 2 to 3 hours, and then I consider it started. Okay, so like I said, I don't have a lot of stitching to show you, but what I have a lot to show you of is FFOs. So I have fully finished 4 pieces. 3 of them are Christmas gifts, which is why. So Friday night and last night I was finishing up these pieces so that I can wrap them up and get them shipped out on Monday, which is tomorrow. So first up, this was a Jolly July start. This was called Is It Spring Yet? And it's from May. Ooh, that's not glue. That's just, it doesn't look that bad in real life. That's just some of it's highlighting it. It doesn't look like where you see the white. That's just the hoop. So I finished this in a hoop. And the way I did it, it looks really bad on camera. It does not look that bad in real life. Here, look at it from a distance. So this is embroidery. This isn't cross stitch. You can see some of the glue still in there. So this piece is called Is It Spring Yet? And you're supposed to write down in here, Is it spring yet? I wanted to change it to summer, but it felt so crowded right in here. So this is embroidery. I made this for a friend. This is finished in a 4-inch hoop. It's on a mystery linen that I got on a grab bag. So what I did, because I couldn't fit the wording in here, is I just put it on the back. And I changed it to summer. Is it summer yet? And then this is just some Lady Dot Creates mini palms that I just glued around it. Obviously not very well. And so what I did to get it in the hoop is I put this, so for the backing, what I did is I traced around the inner hoop, the outside of the inner hoop, so that this would fit on there. And then to get this in the hoop, what I did was I centered it in the hoop, put it where I wanted it. I made a running stitch about a 1/2 inch outside of the hoop, and then I trimmed about 1/2 inch outside of the running stitch, trimmed it, and then I just pulled the running stitch and it gathered it in the back. Now my issue, and it worked really well, except my issue was I had trouble knotting it off where it still pulled in the gather really tightly. It was more the knotting it that I had trouble with. So then what I did is I laced it, which helped a little bit. It's still a bit puffy, but I think that's okay. So it's super messy underneath, but you can't see that. And then what I did was I cut a piece of just white felt to match the outside hoop instead of the inside, and I put that there, and then I put the Is It Summer Yet cover on it. So this will be the back and this will be the front. So that's, and then I just made a hanging loop. So that's the first one. It really looks like I have globs of glue, but it's not, it's actually the wooden hoop underneath. So that's that piece, and it feels a little puffy on the back, but it's fine. I think they'll like it. So that's the first one I found. This is the one I got done last night. The next one, this is called Christmas Morning Goodies, and if you remember, I finished it earlier this year, I think in like February even, or sometime. So here's the whole thing. It has palms. This is for a 4-year-old. So I thought, who loves pink and purple. So I thought, I have these palms. A friend gave them to me. I don't know what they're from. She's not a crafter. She just said, I have these. Could you use these for something for your crafts? And I said, yeah. I didn't know what, but I thought, oh, that's perfect for this. It's quite ridiculous, but for a 4-year-old, I think it's perfect. So this is the stitch piece called Christmas Morning Goodies. If you want to know what magazine these are out of, let me know. I didn't write them down, so I don't have it off the top of my head. So I just used the Priscilla method so for this one, what I did is I took a piece of batting and sticky board and basically put a piece of batting on top of the sticky board, placed this on the sticky board, over the batting, the stitched piece, and then just hot glued down the backside like Priscilla shows in her tutorials. And then I just cut 2 pieces of sticky board and put this fabric that I just got from Hobby Lobby online. I think I got a yard of it. It's a whole bunch, or maybe half a yard. Anyways, way more than I needed. I had these in my stash, and they had little tabs on them, and I just glued them in the center. And then I just got ribbon off of Amazon that seemed like it would match. And that is the piece. So that's the back. I didn't put a date on it or anything. I thought about doing that, but I thought about putting her name in there, but I didn't. So that is the piece. The hanger's a little bit off center, but that's okay. It still hangs. So that is Christmas Morning Goodies. This is for, I think she's 4. She might be 5. 4 or 5-year-old who loves pink and purple. I thought it was really cute. I hope she likes it. So that's the piece I finished Saturday night. The other piece that I finished, this is for a 9-year-old, and this is called Holly Angel. And again, I put the palms on. She's kind of a girly girl, so I think she'll like it. I put gold ribbon. This is the same type of ribbon that I got off of Amazon. It came in a package. There was purple, gold, and silver. So I just used a strip of that. And I used the exact same method where I put a piece of batting over the sticky board and then hot glued on the back the stitch piece. And then I usually go up about a half inch border from my bottom sticky board. And I glued 2 together. I used the same fabric as the Christmas Morning Goodies, and I added the palms as well. And this one is quite a bit bigger. It's quite heavy, so you could hang it on the tree, right? It's also kind of heavy, and so I'm going to send it along with this easel so that she can, if she wants to like not put it on the tree, or if it's too heavy for the tree, she can just set it on her desk like that. And the palms are easy to cut off if she ends up not liking them or outgrowing them or whatever it is. But so I thought that was cute, and I'll send it along with the stand. This is just it looks like wood, but it's just plastic from Amazon, which I just had here. I bought them for myself, and it came in a 2-pack, so I'll just give her one. So that is the other one for the 9-year-old. So I'm looking forward to wrapping those up and sending them out. I think they will like them and appreciate them. So let me put these, or they'll be safe. So that is kind of a task for today, is to get those wrapped up. Shipped. So we can get in the time. Now, the last piece that I finished, so you haven't seen this finished, and I also fully finished it, is for me, actually. And I love it so much. I swear, hot glue strings are everywhere. So this is called Piece Sampler. It's from the December 2020 issue of Just Cross Stitch. I bought this frame off of Amazon. It's an 8x10 frame, so it's larger than what we needed. But a 5x7 I think would have been just slightly too small. It might have worked, but I was worried that it would be too tight, and I'd rather have it be bigger, and I could put background on it. So this is the fully finished. I finished the piece earlier this week, and then just super easy finish. Like I said, I bought the frame off of Amazon, $16 for 8x10. It's gold. It did come with glass. I took out the glass, and it does have a stand, so it can stand up on a shelf. And I really wanted to get this done because I figured I'm going to be moving right before Christmas. I'm probably not going to have a lot of Christmas decor, but I can at least put this up on my shelf, and my mini tree I can put back up. But so at least I'll have this up. And this is something it's quite Christmassy, but I can keep it up through New Year's. The background fabric, I saw this on Fat Quarter Shop does sell it, but they were running very low, and I couldn't purchase it because it was a very popular fabric. So I looked for it elsewhere online, and I actually found it from this company. I haven't heard of this company before, but it's called Bug, B-U-G Fabric, and it's a quilting shop, Bug Fabric. They are located in Redmond, Washington, so I got it super, super fast. It was within a few days that I got this piece. They're wonderful. It was really reasonably priced. It was basically the same price you would find anywhere. You can buy half yard, so I bought a half yard, so I have a lot of leftover, but I think it's just the perfect fabric. It's called Holly Natural Gold. It's the fabric. So if you are looking for fabrics, check out Bug Fabric. They are a quilting shop located in Redmond, especially if you're in the Pacific Northwest, then shipping might be a little bit faster. So I have that done, and I'm really pleased with how this turned out. It was super simple. Again, I did the same thing as I did on the other ones. A piece of batting, hot glued the back, or hot glued this to the sticky board. Corners aren't great, but if I didn't point them out, you might not have noticed. Unless you're a professional, then maybe you did. And then I just took another piece of sticky board and hot glued. I stuck the backing on and then hot glued it on the back. Took out the glass. And so it's going to be a really nice. And the other nice thing is that this is an 8x10 frame. So if I want to use this frame for, say, something else during the year, I can just pop this out really easily, store this, and reuse the frame. I mean, it's really that simple. So I'm really happy with that as well. This is probably my favorite one. I like the other ones too. It's just I'm not a 9-year-old girl. And when I was 9, I did not like pink and purple at all. I didn't like super girly things. I do now. I'm going to put this up here. There. I'll show you that later. How it looks, so I can look at it. So when I was a kid, I didn't like super girly things. So I like the stitching, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I hope they like the finishing. We'll see. So the other thing that I worked on, I had a new start. This is for the monthly magazine challenge. This was my theme and my acrostic. So the acrostic, so we have a Facebook group I run with my friend Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches. It's called Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge. We had to add the word cross stitch into our title because we were getting a lot of spam requests, a lot of them. And so we changed the word to cross stitch, and the spam requests have significantly reduced. We still get some, but not nearly the amount. So this is a group on Facebook where we challenge ourselves to stitch out of our magazines because we have so many of them with pages flag that we never stitch. So we give a theme and an acrostic every month, and then once in a while we'll have a pop-up challenge, and we have a big pop-up challenge for January that runs the entire month of January. We're calling it Bringo, instead of bingo because January in the Northern Hemisphere where we're located is cold. So burr, get it? And we have a live, kind of a Facebook Live that goes over everything you need to know on our Facebook group. So if you're interested in joining, it should be really fun. We're really excited about it. You want to join the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge group and make sure you answer the questions so we know you're legitimate. And then under events is the January Bringo. And there's a Facebook Live in there that will explain everything and some notes. Basically, it's a bingo. We have given you 25 prompts. You fill in the projects in your bingo card, and then each day for 25 days in January, we will be calling a number, and you work on that project. You have until January 31st, so if you don't get to that project on that particular day, it's no problem. We have until the 31st. So that's that group. But for this group, every month on top of that, so you don't have to do, we want this to work for you. So some people in the group only do the monthly theme, okay? Some people in the group do the monthly theme and the cross stick. Cross stick does not have to be magazines. We want it to work for you. It's just a way to kind of challenge yourself. So for December, the theme was Winter Wonderland, and the cross stick was snow. And so I've talked about this piece. This is my piece for the theme and the acrostic. It's called Christmas Dinner. It's by Stardust. This is from Stitcher's World magazine from the late 90s, early 2000s. I think it's beautiful. I've carried it around with me just waiting for the perfect time to start it, and I think this December was. So my goal was a total of 10 hours on this. So the cross stick was snow, so I did 2 hours per letter. That's 8 hours, and then 2 hours for the theme, which makes 10 hours, and this is where I got to. So it doesn't look like much, but it's way up here. I'm missing a color too, so I have it ordered. One of the Karen Water Lily Silks of the tree color, so it looks kind of funny, like you can kind of see the outline of the tree. That will be filled in when I next pull it out. This is a big piece. This is on a 32 count white linen. Look how big it is. And it's right there, little tiny start. There is a mix of DMC and Karen Water Lilies. There's a mix of half cross stitches and full cross stitches. This is my first time using silks, Stitchuma silks, and oh boy, it sure is nice. They're beautiful. So this is how far I've gotten. You can see a lot of the background are half stitches and then are half cross, and then kind of the greens are full cross. So I don't like doing half cross stitches. My brain just can't, for some reason, can't picture where the stitch ends and begins. So my brain has a hard time with that. I prefer full cross. But anyway, so that's all I worked on this week. I did get that done. I did get my 10 hours in. I did get 10 hours and 3 minutes in for those keeping track. So that's all the stitching I got in. I wanted to pull out my Whip Go for Halloween, but I just ran out of time because I realized I need to get these ornaments finished. So I did that instead, which feels good to have done. So on to haul. I bought a couple of things. First up, this pattern. This is totally one of those Facebook ads from Annie's Cross Stitch, not Crazy Annie's, which is a different cross stitch group. This is the company Annie's. That thought I might be interested in this, and I was. And I'm going to insert a color picture because I just have a black and white printer. But this is called Elegant Christmas Tree. And let me insert the picture for you here so you can see what it actually looks like. I thought it was just beautiful. I needed it. It was, I don't know, a few dollars. I mean, it was no big deal. And then Annie said, well, if you like that, you might also like this. It's a Christmas log carrier. And again, I'll insert a color picture so you can see that. I just thought it was really cute. I might have this. This is in a Just Cross Stitch. I think they said it's in a Just Cross Stitch publication, maybe from 2018 or so. I might even already have it, but this was literally like $3. So I just downloaded it. These are cinnamon sticks, which I think is super cute. So and it's just a little stitch. You just stitch this little piece, and then you hang out in your tree or in your kitchen or wherever, and it smells like cinnamon. I think it's fantastic. So for a few bucks, I just thought that was really great. So those are on Annie's. I did get my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. This is called Bellini. This is probably November. Yeah, it does say November. I am in the Lugana 32 count neutrals club, and this is a 17 by 26 inches. So I get the bigger piece because I do bigger projects. So that's Bellini. Very pretty. I got, so back in September, I was going to start Peekaboo, which was a Halloween piece in one of the magazines. And I was waiting on the black fabric to come in from Acorns. And it turns out that they no longer carried it. So they sent this. It's just, I think it's just a black even weave. So they called me and they said, okay, so will it focus? They said, well, we have a 27 count even weave for you if you want. And I said, 27 count? I said, yeah, that's fine. That works. But in my brain, it's like, they should all just be even numbers. No joke. She said, I can cross out the 27 and put 28 if you want. I'm like, yeah, could you do that, please? So technically it's a 27 count, but she did. She crossed it out and put, no, it's 28 count. It's actually 27 count. It was pretty funny. So I do have this fabric. I'm not going to start it anytime soon, probably next year for Halloween, the Peekaboo, which I forgot to pull out here, but I just thought that was really funny that she actually did cross it out and put an even number for me. I'm the same way with my thermostat in the house. It has to be on an even number. Is anyone else like that? Just me? I did place an order from Garan. I can't remember what project this is for. I think it's a project I'm starting in January. Anyway, I got their really sweet holiday card. It says, may the season bring you joy. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. And then they wrote a little sweet note on the back. And so I just got, I have to check my notes for what piece this is. This is my January start for monthly magazine challenge. I got a bunch of weeks dye works. Isn't that going to be pretty? The piece is called Winter Cottage, and I'll show you more when we get there, but those are some of the colors I needed. So I got that from Garan. And then I wanted this chart from 123 Stitch, so I did order some more of the floss that I need for that project and for, again, I have to check my notes. I have a random skein of 950. I'm not sure what that's for. It's for a project. These Hawk Run Hollows, I'm assuming it's for a Hawk Run Hollow. This actually might be for Christmas dinner. I'm not sure. I'm not going to eat this for Christmas dinner. I just meant for the project Christmas dinner, just to clarify. So here are the other weeks that I got for whatever project I'm going to stitch in January. No, I don't know. Maybe it's not my January start. I can't remember. Anyway, I got this chart, which I thought was really cute, called Cabin Sweet Cabin. It's just a little chart. I don't know when I'm going to stitch it. It just really spoke to me. So I picked it up. I thought it was cute. It was only like $5. So I have that in my stash. And a bunch of weeks dye works that I don't remember what it's for, but it is in my notes. I keep a list on my notes app on my iPhone because I order floss all the time and I forget what it's for. Okay, so next up, I am doing the Stitchy Box Advent Calendar, where I open basically it's a gift every single day for 25 days. Ooh. And so I'd like to show you, I've already opened these, but I want to show you what I've opened this week. So this is day 6. This is Red Woolen Mittens by Color and Cotton, and it says, love this red for Christmas stitching. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful red? Red Woolen Mittens, it's called, from Color and Cotton. Day 7 was actually a chart. This is a hands-on design chart. It's a tiered tray. It's called White Christmas Deer Tier. So you have the sweet little deer here. It's a 37 by 53 stitch count. I think it's really cute. I love how they finished it with the little felt ball on top and the hanger. So you could do that as an ornament. Really pretty. That was day 7. Day 8 is the snowflake charm to decorate your stitching. So I'm going to find a very special piece to put that on. I really like anything winter related. I'm game. Day 9 was, I think this Christmas tree sticker. It's a very nice sticker. It's not like paper. It's like vinyl or something. And I think it's really pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. I like the colors. It says, proclaim your Christmas. You get a little note with each one. So it says, proclaim your Christmas cheer with this fun sticker. Add it to your journal, your favorite travel mug, or special gift. Day 10 was some more beads. They are 6mm twisted bugle beads. There you go. And it says, add fabulous rays of gold to your stitching or use them to create a beaded fringe, which I think is a great idea. 6mm from Matsuno beads. Very pretty. Day 11. I love this. This is poinsettia woven ribbon. A lovely embellishment for finishing, or attach it directly to your stitching fabric for some extra dimension. Look how pretty this is. Oh, I just love it. And I could see it kind of as, like, if you were to frame it on something, it wouldn't be this particular piece, but just for example, you have a really pretty piece and then you just have it as an embellishment on the side. I think that's a great idea. This I'm going to definitely keep for myself. Like, I'm not going to put it on something I'm going to give away. I mean, I'm going to keep that. I love it. I just love kind of, it's like a really nice mix of traditional and modern colors, right? Like, it's kind of red and green, but it's also kind of pinky, and there's daisies in it, which is my favorite flower. So that was day 11. Day 12, we got some Threadworks cotton. Add this green cotton to your Christmas palette. So this is number 10582. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous green. And I like Threadworks. Threadworks, I don't see a lot of people using. I use Threadworks, not this color, in my Harbor Haven piece. So for the water, for the bulk of the water, that was what I used, was Threadworks. And then today's is a fabric bag, a fun little bag you can use to wrap a special little Christmas gift. And I think this is so sweet. It's a really pretty, nice woven bag. Doesn't feel cheap or anything. Like some of those cheap bags. And it has a really soft, velvety ribbon to pull on. I think that's so cute. So that was today's. So that brings us up to date. Stitchy Kindness, I got in the mail from Jenny Long Dog Stitcher, her Christmas card, which I think is so beautiful. She's such a talented stitcher. She does a lot of long dogs, hence her name, Long Dog. So thank you so much, Jenny, for sending this. You are so talented. I'm not sure which piece that is that she's holding up, but it's beautiful. It's just stunning. The colors she chooses are just so soft. It's such a soft palette. It's just so elegant and beautiful. So thank you, Jenny, for sending that. And then the other piece of Stitchy Kindness I got is from our friend Shelly, who has a Flosstube channel. It's called Oh My Ada. I'll try to link it below for you. I've mentioned her before on this. She sent me a project bag. Isn't that absolutely stunning? let me take out the card and show you. Oops. Again, I hit my lamp. This blue ornament fabric. She knows that blue is my favorite color. I love the ornaments and the silver. And then she backed it with this gorgeous, almost looks like an ocean, doesn't it? Can you imagine just like a little floaty out there in the ocean? I love it. This beautiful zipper. Her tag is right here. And then check out this zipper pull or this fob. It's beautiful, beautiful snowflake. Give it. Oh, come on, snowflake. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? And this really thick hook. And she said you can use it as a scissor fob or zipper pull or whatever. And the blue beads on it. She's so very talented. And then she also tacked on this little kitty, this little Princess Kitty needle minder. It's very, very sweet. Let me. Oh, cute. So cute. Oh my Ada. And then the card, and she just wrote out the sweetest, sweetest note. But here's what the card looked like. Deck the halls, which I think is so pretty too. And then she just wrote the loveliest message inside. Shelly does not sell these. I have asked her. She does not sell them. If you do want to get your hands on one, though, what you need to do is you need to join the magazine monthly cross stitch challenge group, because she very generously makes one every month and gives it away in our Facebook group. So if you want to try to get your hands on one of Shelly's fabulous, it also has the vinyl front, obviously. If you want to get your hands on one of these, you need to join the Facebook group, Magazine Monthly Challenge, where she gives one away each month, which is very generous of her. And then, Shelly, I just want to point out, she says, here's a funny story about your Flosstube name. I've always known that your channel is Silk Stitch, but one day recently I couldn't find you. This made me sad. It took me 30 minutes to realize I was searching for Silk Stitch, S-E-E, instead of the letter C. Shelly, you are actually the first person who has pointed out the pun. And I did name it I was probably in my 20s before I realized that my name, Silk, could make a sentence, essentially. And so ever since I realized that, I've been doing it for a lot of things. So when I created my channel, I was like, clearly it's going to be Silk Stitch, because it's a play on words. C for my first name, Carolyn, but also C as in watch me, or look at what I've stitched. So congratulations, Shelly. You're the first person who have commented on that in almost 2 years. Others of you may have gotten it and just didn't find it as humorous as I find it, but I'm always up for a good cheesy pun. So thank you for noticing that, Shelly. I appreciate that. Okay, so next up we're going to do a couple of giveaways. I'm not going to give anything away today just because everything's so crazy, and I just need to get settled, and then we'll start giveaways again maybe in the new year. But first up, both of these charts or books are from my friend Robin, who donated them. This is the ornaments, prize-winning ornaments by Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. So many cute ornaments in here. And the winner of this is Dawn Duvall. So Dawn, congratulations. I do have your address. I think, Dawn, you're also moving soon, so let me know if you want me to hold on to it until after you move. I'm happy to do that. Or if you want me to send it right away, I have your address, so just let me know what you'd like me to do. I'm happy to do whatever works for you. And then we have the Mistletoe Express book. It's a whole book full of these patterns. And the winner of this is Cheryl Tattersall. Cheryl, congratulations. I don't have your address. I feel like I should, but I checked my spreadsheet and you're not on there for some reason. So if you can email me your address at czokstitch@gmail.com, or I know you're in the groups on Facebook. If you want to message me privately, whatever is easiest for you is fine for me. But I can get that sent out to you as well. So those are the two giveaways we had. And thank you everyone for your lovely comments about the house selling and all of that. So far, everything's still good on that. The inspection went pretty well. There was one thing we agreed on a compromise. Yeah, so we're still moving forward, which is good news. Okay, let's talk about plans. I don't have anything to show you for plans because I just don't know how much stitching I'm going to get done the rest of this month, or at least for the next week. My plan is I am not going to film next week. I just need that time to pack up everything. So my plan is to move. And once I get kind of settled, my goal is to be somewhat settled before Christmas. And this is just a temporary move. I signed a 6-month contract. So the next time you see me, I will be in a different location, which is really exciting and fun. And I'm really looking forward to this change going into the new year. So my plan is I'm not going to film next week. I'm going to move. I might be able to film on the 26th, because technically I'll be in my new house or my apartment, but I'm not going to promise that. So let's plan that the next regular Flosstube will be January 1st, which will be my 2-year anniversary on Flosstube, and that's in 3 weeks. But in between that time, so my regular Flosstube, so I asked you all, what do you want to see? Because this is kind of the time of year where I typically do a whip parade, and kind of go over my goals for the new year. And last year I lumped that all into my January 1st video, which makes for a really big video kind of recapping the year and then talking about the upcoming year. And what I thought I'd do this year is do it all in separate videos so that if you aren't interested in one thing, you can just skip that video altogether instead of having to watch it all in one. So I asked you all, a lot of you said, yes, I would love to see a chart dive. Most of you said, I would love a live. That would be so much fun. A few of you said, I don't like lives because I find it really interrupts when the host is talking to people that you can't see, which I hear, and I completely get that. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to record just a regular chart dive, not live. And then I think I'm going to go on live and do another live chart dive. So those of you who really don't like lives because you don't like kind of the back and forth and you're not going to watch it at the time it uploads, that's fine. You can watch the regular chart dive. That's just like me showing you my charts. And then we'll do the live, and the live will be saved so you can watch it later if you do want to watch the live as well. So I think I'm going to do it twice, which should be fine. So those are 2 videos, 2 different chart dives, one regular, one live. I'm going to do a whip parade because many of you said I love whip parade. So I'm going to do a whip parade. So there will be some overlap, right? Oh, not with the chart dive, but with some of these other videos. So I'll do a separate whip parade. Then I'm going to do a whip go video, which is just, here's what I'm working on for 2021. Here's where the pieces are at. So there will be some crossover with the whip parade. But that's fine, right? And then I'm going to do a 2021 goals piece, video. And again, there will be some overlap, but if you only watch one of those videos, you won't see the overlap. If you watch all of the videos, you'll see some overlap. So the 2021 goals will be kind of, I'll talk about, here's what my goals are. Here's how I came up with those goals. Here's how ridiculous those goals are. Because I know a lot of you want planning. How do you plan? How do you come up with your goals? I've gotten a lot of questions like that, and I love talking about that type of stuff. So I will do that as a separate one as well. So and I plan to do all of those between basically Christmas and New Year's because I do have some time off work, and that's really my time. I hope to be as settled as I will be in a 6-month home. And so I'll be able to just kind of spend my days filming. I might film everything in 1 or 2 days, so you'll see the same outfits, but that's fine. And so that's kind of my goal, but I won't do a regular Flosstube update probably until the 1st of January. So Next time you see me, I will be in a different place. I have a lot of packing to do. I have a lot of grading to do. But I hope you have for those of you who celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. For those who celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. And my apologies if I'm forgetting anything else. I know there's a lot of holidays around this time. So I will see you next time from my new place. Take care, everyone. Bye.